Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain the types of CSS selectors. So let's get started. Similar to the XPath expressions, which I have covered in the previous sessions of this course, in CSS selectors also we have two types. What are they? One is absolute CSS selectors and second one is relative CSS selectors. Let me write down. First type is absolute CSS selectors is one type. The other one is relative. Okay. Second one is relative CSS selectors is another type. Okay. In XPath expressions also, we have two types. I already have covered about the XPath expressions in the previous sessions of this course, where I already have explained that there are two types of XPath expressions. One is absolute XPath expressions, other one is relative XPath expressions. In CS selectors also, again, we have the same two types. One is absolute CS selectors, one is absolute CS selectors, and the other one is relative CS selectors. If you have understood the concepts of absolute XPath expressions and relative XPath expressions in the previous sessions of this course, you will easily understand absolute CS selectors and relative CS selectors in this session because the concept is almost same. Okay, so let's get started with this two types of CS selectors. Do we use this both absolute CS selectors and relative CS selectors for helping the automation tools like Selenium in locating the UI elements on the web pages? Is it possible to use both of these types of CS selectors? The answer is yes. Yes, we can either use absolute CS selectors to help the automation tools like Selenium in finding or locating the UI elements on the web pages. Similarly, we can also use a relative CS selectors also to help automation tools like Selenium in finding or locating the elements on the web pages. Both we can use. But what is the difference between absolute CS selectors and relative CS selectors? So the absolute CS selectors are nothing but full path. If you write the full path starting from the root tag of the HTML code, that is HTML, starting from HTML, if you are writing the full path for creating the CS selectors, that is called as absolute CS selectors. I'm going to give an example going ahead. Just wait for the turn. Okay. Then coming to relative CS selectors, they are direct path. Okay. Direct path or shortcut path, whatever you say. Here you don't have to give the full path like absolute CS selectors to create the relative CS selectors. So similar to the relative XPath expressions, in relative CS selectors also we have to give the direct path. Similar to the absolute XPath expressions, in absolute CS selectors we have to give the full path. Okay, hope you are getting the point and understanding the similarities between the XPath expression types and CS selector types. Now the next thing that you need to understand is, okay, the next thing you need to understand here is absolute CS selectors start with no symbol. Starts with what? Starts with what? Starts with no symbol. Coming to the absolute XPath expressions, they start with single forward slash, but absolute CS selectors won't start with any particular symbol. What about the relative XPath expressions? Relative XPath expressions start with double forward slash. But coming to the relative CS selectors, they start with no symbol again. Okay, they starts with no symbol. Okay, so both of them, that is either the absolute CSS selectors or relative CSS selectors, doesn't start with any symbol. Coming to the XPath expressions, absolute XPath expressions start with single forward slash. As I already have explained in the previous sessions of this course, absolute XPath expressions start with single forward slash, whereas relative XPath expressions start with double forward slash. But here, coming to CS selectors, they don't start with a symbol like single forward slash or double forward slash. They don't contain any starting symbol. That's what you need to understand. Okay, this one some small difference. Okay, in the concept. Fine. Next one. Let me give a small practical demonstration of how to create the absolute CS selectors and how to create the relative CS selectors. Let me give at least one example for them. Okay, for both of them. For that, I'll open the browser, take you to a sample application page which is on my name. You need to type my first name, that is Arun, followed by my last name, Moturi. Then after that, you have to type .github.io and press enter. Then you will be taken to this kind of page. On this page, if you see, right click on this blank area that you see and select inspect option. Then you'll get the Google Chrome DevTools here. Then you'll get the Google Chrome DevTools here. And click on this double arrow on the right side and select selectors. Okay. Here also you can construct the CS selectors here, or you can also you can select one of the line in this HTML code in the Google Chrome DevTools and say Control F. You'll get a box here, which I already have explained while explaining the XPath expressions in the previous sessions of the course, right? How to utilize this box. The same thing can be utilized for writing the CS selectors also. Okay. The similar to writing the XPath expressions in this kind of box in the Google Chrome DevTools for creating a proper XPath expressions. You can also use the same box for writing and creating the proper CS selectors for locating the elements on this web page with the help of this box. Okay, default box in the Google Chrome DevTools. Similarly, you can also use a selector sub also, selector sub box also for writing either XPath expressions or CS selectors, okay, to locate the elements on this web page by looking at this HTML code file. Okay, so without any delay, let's try to write let's try to write absolute CS selectors. Let's try to write the absolute CS selectors for locating the paragraph tags on this page. There are two paragraphs, right? I want to locate the two paragraphs on this page. So how to write the absolute CS selectors? To write the absolute CS selectors, I need to start with the HTML tag. So will absolute CS selector start with any symbol? No symbol. So if there is no symbol to get started, we have to start with the tag name directly. So type HTML. After HTML, to go from the HTML to the paragraph tags, I cannot directly jump from the HTML to the paragraph tag, P tag directly. So I need to go via the its child tag. Who is the immediate child of this HTML tag, either head or body. But if I want to locate the paragraph tags, I need to go via the body direction, not head direction. So I'll go to the body. Head is body is the immediate child of the HTML. So to go from the parent tag to the child tag, immediate parent to the immediate child tag, how to do that? In CS selectors, you have to give greater than symbol. Okay? You have to give the greater than symbol, HTML greater than. After that, you have to give the body tag. Press enter. It will locate the body tag. As you see, body tag is getting located. Body part of the page is getting located. Okay, the body part is getting located. Fine. Under the body, we have paragraph tags. Now, to come from the body to the immediate children paragraph tags, how to come? So body is the immediate parent and P are the immediate children of the body tags. So you have to say body greater than P. Body greater than P. Press enter. It will locate both the paragraph tags. So this is an example for writing the absolute CS selectors. Okay. So which contains a full path. You see, to locate the paragraph tags, I have to start from the HTML tag, which is a root tag. Okay. So it's a full path. This is an example, one of the example for absolute CS selectors. Okay. So coming to the relative CS selectors, you don't have to write the full path here. You don't have to write the full path. Here, relative CS selectors means direct path or shortcut path, and it doesn't start with any symbol. So directly tag name we have to give. So instead of starting from the HTML tag in case of relative CS selectors, directly type P here. Just simply type P. Press enter. You see, both the paragraphs are getting located. So this is an example for relative CS selector. Okay, this is an example for relative. Just for typing P. Here, in the absolute CS selectors, we have to start from the root tag HTML greater than body greater than P. Okay, for HTML is a parent of the body is a parent of the P. So I have to start from the root tag. Now coming to the relative, directly give P. It will locate all the paragraph tags on the page. You see, it will locate both the paragraph tags on the page. So hope you understood the difference between absolute CS selectors and relative CS selectors, right? Now let's come to the last point. Which one do we have to use in real time? Since both are able to locate the paragraph tags in this example, right? I can either use absolute CS selectors to locate these paragraph tags. I can also use relative CS selectors to locate the paragraph tags. But which one I have to prefer in real time? In real automation projects, which one we have to prefer? We have to go with absolute or relative CS selectors. The answer is relative. In real time, we have to use relative CS selectors. What about the absolute CS selectors? We are not going to use them in real time because they are not reliable. Okay. Compared to the relative CS selectors, absolute CS selectors are not reliable. Okay. Relative CS selectors are reliable when compared to the absolute CS selectors. Other words. Okay. So then what we have to do with absolute CS selectors? If you are not going to use any of these absolute CS selectors like this for helping the automation tools like Selenium in finding or locating the elements on the web pages, then do we have to learn them? The answer is yes, we still have to learn this absolute CS selectors. Okay. It's only for learning purpose, but we are not going to use this absolute CS selectors in real automation projects. Okay. But we are only going to learn them only for learning purpose. Why we have to learn them? If you learn this absolute CS selectors properly, you can easily understand the relative CSS selectors. Though we are not going to use the absolute CS selectors in real automation projects, but we are going to still learn them because learning this absolute CS selectors will help us in understanding these relative CS selectors in a better way. That's why we don't skip them, we still learn them, but we don't use in real-time automation projects. What we use in real-time automation projects? Relative CS selectors we are going to use in the real-time automation projects. So don't worry how to write this, absolute CS selectors or relative CS selectors, okay, like this. So I gave an example in this session, but in the upcoming session or in the next session onwards, I'm going to teach you in detail how to write this CS selectors. Okay. I'm going to compare this absolute CS selectors and relative CS selectors with XPath expressions. And by comparing and learning, we can easily understand how to write absolute CS selectors and relative CS selectors by ourselves, that you are going to experience from the next session onwards. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.